Are we really safe from Apophis? It turns out that the asteroid Apophis, once thought to be a potential planet killer, isn't quite done with us yet. Back in 2004, astronomers from NASA had classified Apophis as safe, giving Earth the all-clear and calculating that it would narrowly miss us on its closest approach. But now, a new study by Canadian astronomer Paul Wiegert has raised a big question mark over this. Could Apophis change course and set its sights on Earth? This video dives into what this massive 350-meter wide rock could do, what the chances of impact are, and, most importantly, what could happen if it were to veer in our direction. What makes Apophis especially interesting is its name, which comes from the Egyptian god of chaos and darkness. Sounds ominous, right? On June 19, 2004, astronomers Roy Tucker, David J. Tholen, and Fabrizio Bernardi gave us two things: the knowledge of Apophis's existence and a full-blown media frenzy. Almost immediately, Apophis made headlines as a supposed killer asteroid that would come dangerously close to Earth on April 13, 2029. Yes, that's a Friday the 13th. The thought of such a rock flying this close to Earth sent shivers down people's spines worldwide. What would it mean if Apophis didn't miss us? Well, let's put things into perspective. Apophis isn't large enough to wipe out all life on Earth. However, if it did hit, we'd be facing some pretty serious consequences. Scientists have estimated that an impact would create a crater several kilometers wide, with an explosion equivalent to 900 million tons of TNT. For comparison, the Hiroshima bomb's blast was equivalent to just 15,000 tons of TNT. So while Apophis wouldn't cause an extinction-level event, its impact would still be devastating. If it hit land, an area the size of Central Europe could be devastated. And if it hit the ocean? Well, we'd be dealing with a mega tsunami that could bury coastlines under 100-meter waves. NASA has assured us that Apophis will miss Earth if nothing changes. It's set to pass within just 32,000 kilometers of us, which might sound like a lot but is actually closer than our geostationary satellites. But here's the kicker: Apophis's course isn't set in stone. A shift, however small, could put it on a collision course in the future. So what could cause this? Surprisingly, Apophis is already shifting slightly due to the sun's radiation, which pushes it off course by about 170 meters per year. Scientists have been tracking this shift and say it's not enough to make Apophis hit us in 2029. However, it could increase the chance of a collision in later years. The real wild card, though, is other space debris. If Apophis were to collide with an object as small as 60 centimeters across, it could gain just enough momentum to shift into what scientists call a keyhole zone, a region in space where Earth's gravity could then pull it onto a collision course for the next close pass. Canadian astronomer Paul Wiegert recently simulated what would need to happen for Apophis to change course. He found that a small object about 60 centimeters wide could actually be enough to send Apophis into the keyhole and set up a direct path for Earth by 2036. However, Wiegert assures us that the odds of this happening are incredibly low, around 1 in a million. For a collision to happen in 2029, Apophis would need to encounter a slightly larger object, around 3.4 meters wide. This scenario is even less likely, with a probability of 1 in 100 million. So, in short, no need to panic, but the odds aren't entirely zero either. One strange aspect of Apophis is that we won't be able to observe it again until 2027. Since 2021, Apophis has been moving close to the Sun, which makes it too difficult for even our most powerful telescopes to track. So until it re-emerges, astronomers can't verify its exact path. But they're preparing for when it does come back into view. Scientists are even planning to launch a small satellite to accompany Apophis during its 2029 flyby, gathering critical data. After all, a near pass of a rock this size only happens every 100 years or so, which gives researchers a rare chance to study an asteroid up close. And who knows what discoveries that could lead to? Asteroid impacts have a history of leaving marks on Earth. The most famous example, of course, is the asteroid that likely wiped out the dinosaurs around 66 million years ago. While Apophis is far too small to cause that level of destruction, history shows that even smaller objects can do significant damage. Take the Tunguska event in 1908, for example. A celestial object, likely a comet, exploded over Siberia, flattening over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the 2013 Chelyabinsk meteor, which exploded over Russia, shattering windows and injuring over 1,500 people. Both events prove that even smaller space objects can pack a powerful punch. Now, let's entertain the possibility, however small, that Apophis does make it into Earth's path. What could we do? Thankfully, scientists have already started developing deflection strategies. For example, NASA's recent DART mission demonstrated that it's possible to redirect a space object by crashing a spacecraft into it. If Apophis were to change course, there's hope that we could do something similar, pushing it off its trajectory before it gets close enough to Earth. And if you're wondering how this works, it's basically like playing cosmic billiards. NASA's DART mission targeted a small asteroid moon and successfully changed its path. The same method could be used on Apophis if needed, though it would depend on having enough time to execute the mission and precisely calculate the force needed to shift its course. Even though Apophis isn't expected to collide with Earth, its 2029 flyby will still be a once-in-a-lifetime event. The asteroid will be visible as a small glowing dot in the night sky, and astronomers and enthusiasts alike are gearing up for the spectacle. Imagine seeing an asteroid up close, knowing it's flying within the orbit of our own satellites. This event is also a great opportunity to learn more about asteroids and how they move. Apophis's approach will allow scientists to study its composition, trajectory, and even its behavior under Earth's gravitational influence, giving us valuable insights that could help us protect Earth from future threats. So, should you worry about Apophis? Not really, but it's a fascinating reminder of the dynamic, sometimes chaotic world we live in. As we learn more about space and the many objects orbiting the Sun and alongside Earth, it's clear that these celestial close calls are moments for awe, not fear. If you're interested in staying updated on Apophis and other space phenomena, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss the next big discovery that reshapes how we see our universe.